Let's talk about the G mindset, dudes. This video is going to cover exactly what it is in 4 pillars, how I'm utilizing it. I don't like to use the word G because it's kind of cringy, but to some degree, if you follow this, and this is exactly what I've started to do, pretty much every part of my life has got better. More money, more freedom. I'm in Thailand right now, I'm sweating my balls off, but I didn't want to come in shirtless because I think that's a little bit unprofessional. So regardless, we're going to talk about this G mindset, how you can use it. Wherever you are in your life, if you're in a 9 to 5 right now and you're kind of struggling, you can still make this work, but it's baby steps, dude. So why is this important? Well, number one, it's going to give you confidence in your ability. So everything I've done, and I don't want to make this about me, just in general, but it's more relatable to me and hopefully that makes sense. But honestly, everything I've done, I've succeeded. I haven't failed at anything because failure to me simply means I've given up, right? So I've never actually failed, even though it might have taken me way longer to succeed at something. I just haven't given up, right? Because it's not in my world of possibility. When I was younger, I used to give up and shit all the time. I used to tell lies and like everything was totally different. But that is not, this is number one of G mentality. Everything you want to do, if you just don't give up, you'll get it. It sounds cringy, but promise you, it's so true. So there's not one project or business model I've failed at, right? This is step one of the G mindset. No matter what you're pursuing, your online business, even getting a raise in your 9 to 5, if you haven't given up and you keep going and keep going and keep going, it might take you months. I don't want to say it takes you years because it shouldn't really if you're actually giving 100%. You're going to get higher up that ladder. So whether it's a girl, you can go to that as well. Every girl I've wanted, I've pretty much always got, simply because failure is not an option. It's just not an option, dudes. Now, I'm going to bring up this example here. There's 3 examples in this one. You're probably noticing a little chick there. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but I like to back up everything up with actual facts, right? So everything I talk about in this channel is always going to be backed up with facts. So I'm not going to tell you anything and I can't show proof of that. As I go through this journey of this channel, because I've got another big channel. This is just a channel I've started recently because I wanted to scale. It goes back to the whole lesson I'm teaching you. I am growing again, right? Hopefully that makes sense. But I've got 3 examples. My ecom business, multiple stores, passed 100K in a couple of months since launching. Literally just check out Jake Gordon Dropshipping. You'll see a store that I documented. You'll actually see 3 or 4 stores that I just gave away for free. So just keep that in mind. YouTube channel, I've got another one, like I said. It nets me about 20K in profit a month. That seems unfathomable. It's got about 35,000 subscribers. How is that possible? I'll tell you that in another video, but pretty much sponsorships, ad revenues a tiny bit, and my private community. So it works out to about 25K net profit, pay the editor about 2K, thumbnail guy about $500 a month. It nets me about 25K net profit. And here's another example of a female. And I'm using this female, not using, that's maybe the bad word, but I'll show you what I mean in a second. So for example, just randomly started speaking to this girl, she sent me stuff like this.
If you get it right, then I won't give you anything, but you'll have the pleasure of knowing that you're right. And if you get it wrong, then I'll just tell you.
Yeah, so a girl's not going to tell you something like this if she's not interested. Now, I'm not necessarily interested in this girl because I have a girl that I completely adore, etc. And she's probably watching this video. But the reason I am using this girl to some degree is 2 reasons. I don't want you to think of it that way. It's just you have to understand this is how the game is played if you want to get to that G mindset. Number 1, she's hot as fuck. Let's be honest. Number 2, she has the keys. Me and this girl kind of go back. She reached out to me. Again, if you're in this top G mindset, back in the day, I would have to reach out to her. I would get ignored. But she's actually reached out to me twice now. I decided, okay, let me see where this could potentially go. And the reason is because she has the keys to big deals for my crypto channel, right? The main reason she came out was she reached out to me. She works with, I'm not going to say the company, etc., but they pay a lot of money for sponsors and I actually like the product, etc. So if I can finesse this through, this is how you can use girls for their hotness, but also theoretically get money out of them, if that makes sense, because they have the key because they work in a company for the crypto channel. Hopefully that makes sense. If some of you guys are watching the crypto channel, you'll know exactly what I mean. But there's more success here, so win-win. Sending this shit like this, laughing at it's hilarious, location, blah, blah, blah. It's funny is because I'm actually in Thailand right now, and this was said, after I've already booked the trip, etc. But it's just funny how the world works when you put effort in your daily life, not effort into females, not at all. You want to give them the least effort, they'll come to you if you're on that level. And you just don't quit. So it's funny how the world works. Does that make sense? Regardless, just want to show you 3 same points here. Again, your pursuit isn't to actively pursue girls. Like I said, this girl has reached out to me 2, 3 times, maybe. since the Twitter DMs, and she's actively sending me voice notes. I've put zero effort in, and usually if you think about guys these days, it's the other way around. They're the ones sending them voice notes, they're actively sending messages, etc. And it never gets anywhere, right? So once you give them no attention, they'll start to chase you. Now, Andrew Tate says this best. Like him or not, boys, like I said, I think he's kind of cringy to some degree, but I do like some of his life lessons. And he has a life of abundance, let's be honest. He gets to do what he wants, unlimited everything, and I respect him for that. But he says your life is never going to be worse if you walk through the world believing you are the fucking man. And even if you're not there yet, boys, honestly, just look yourself in the mirror and just say to yourself, I'm the man. If you're not convinced you're a man, just lie to yourself, you are the man. Now, I used to say this was YouTube and ecom, specifically ecom, but let's just stick with YouTube right now. Everybody doubted me. My friend Dean at dinner would doubt me. I remember this one conversation me and him had. We were at dinner, we were at this place called the Beefeater in Glasgow. And I was talking about how I'm going to be this YouTuber, etc. And I didn't really want to do it for being a YouTuber. I knew there was an opportunity there, like there still is right now, and you guys should get involved in that if you haven't already. My girlfriend doubted me, and my family doubted me, etc. And I just laughed, like to myself. I was just like, oh yeah. And I just did the work in silence. What I did was I looked at the biggest crypto channels and I made a plan. So anything you're trying to pursue right now, even if it's a female, and I don't think you should do this, I just think you're wasting your time. A lot of you guys are chasing girls on Tinder, just delete Tinder. Trust me, when you have an active plan and you use other stuff to your advantage that I can talk about in other videos, you'll get, like I said, unlimited girls I just showed you, just come to you, they're sending you stuff, they're trying to get your attention, rather than you give them attention. Because I promise you, girls these days, especially in the Western world, they have so much attention. So the only way to really stand out these days is to give them zero attention, prove you're the fucking man, and then they'll come to you. But that's about the girls. We're here to talk about money. So I looked at the biggest crypto channels, like I said, and I made a plan. I said, okay, who's my competition? And at that time it was like BitBoy, all these other stuff. So probably you guys aren't familiar with that. And I didn't really care. I just really wanted to look at who the biggest channels are and how you can come and compete. And I also said to myself, how do I take what they have? And I realized it would take about 6 to 8 months of consistent daily uploads to get some of their audience. I wasn't here to kill them completely out the market, because some of these guys were posting for 5, 6, 7 years now and they gained over 1 million subscribers. But what I was going to do was I'm just going to post daily, because that's all I can. And I'm just going to literally, religiously just try and make my videos better and better and better. I sat up an iPhone and guess what? The channel's now printing 25k per month. In a bear market, I'm only getting started. So just keep that in mind. Guess what? Like I said, I pulled up the iPhone, I spoke, and you already know this is an example of a G mindset. So use this example. Already gave you the female one, you shouldn't be pursuing that. Use this for your e-com stores, use this for your SMA businesses, use this for even your job. Whatever you're trying to do, this is the kind of abundance. A lot of people these days just get in the car, they go to work, they come home and their wife nags them and they get a blowjob once a month, and then they repeat this cycle of eating Doritos, getting uglier, getting fatter, while people like me and other people that are way above me are just doing the complete opposite. Chances are, if you see people just doing something and they're all looking at their phones, etc. I said this the other day to my girl in the UK when I was in the UK. I was just like, look around us. Everybody was just like this, eating chips. Everybody was just looking at their phone, eating chips, looking at their phone, drinking fizzy juice. It sounds simple, but this shit compounds, so just keep that in mind. A lot of people said to me, nah, I'm not built for YouTube. It'll be hard, blah, blah, blah. Hard will equal good. There's less competition. And everybody quits. So understand you're going to lose a lot of people. This is good. I lost a lot of my friends when I started to get some success because I didn't go out anymore. I didn't want to do all the basic kind of shits like just get drink at the pub and all this kind of boring shit, right? I knew to myself it would be a grind, but I knew nobody who was else going to put in the work, right? I knew the people at the top were just having an easy life, printing money, whatever they were pursuing. Ecom, YouTube, like I said, don't use this for females. I'll make a full video on that, but again, I'm not quoting to be an expert on females, but it's just something I've learned along the ways. So, and I don't just say these things lightly. When you genuinely believe you are the man, there are very few downsides. Number one, shitty friends, they're going to say you're arrogant. A shitty girlfriend will say she doesn't like it. Good, you would have got rid of these people anyways. Girlfriend, you would have dumped her, or she would have got rid of you regardless. I doubt she would have got rid of you if you were starting to pursue it, make more money, and be more attractive. Saved you some time. What will definitely happen is shit like this, bro. There's going to be a lot of people on the flip side that go, hang on a minute, I'm the man too. I like what this guy does. Let's go and let's make some money. That's what's going to happen. So this guy, like I said, Kyron, he made a video about me and then he deleted it and then he apologized to me and then he eventually reached out to me and saying, hey, I actually like what you're doing, I'm really sorry, etc. And there's no disrespect towards Kyron. I understand he tried to ride my wave because I was blowing up in cryptocurrency and he was like, Jake Gordon's trending, he made a video, he got some views, but then he realized that, Jake's the fucking man. Again, I'm not trying to be the main kind of guy here, but he realized that, and it's funny how he just twisted his whole mindset. I know we got into our fruit, that's obviously entirely my fault. He wanted to reach back out and he wanted to collab. Now, maybe one day we will, but he needs to prove himself to me, right? Because when you're a G, you don't want to downplay, if that makes sense. You want to compete with guys on your level or guys above. Now, Peter is a guy that we are going to collab with, and he actually is going to come from Bali all the way to Thailand. I don't think it's a far trip, but obviously he's saying down the line, he wants to partner up, blah, blah, blah. And again, he reached out to me. I've never reached out to anybody. Once you start doing stuff in the real world, and obviously if you're doing shit online, it makes it way easier because people are going to attract you. If you're doing stuff in person and you don't really have an online business, you're never going to get this kind of stuff because you could be a millionaire, a billionaire, fucking a trillionaire, whatever, but nobody's going to know. So I always recommend doing stuff online and just random stuff. I could show you this stuff all day, but this is what's going to happen. People are going to lose some people, but the people you want to gain, and again, you could use this with this chick here, but the actual main people to collab with, more business opportunities, they're still going to start gravitating towards you. The people that you weren't liking you, they get jealous of you, they're like, oh no, he's changed, but guess what, they actually want to be like you, but you get rid of them because you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with. I'm going to tell you a story here, and this shit used to piss me off, and it really used to drive me. So I must have been about 22, I'm in a gym car park, and I see this Lambo pull up. It looked the spitting image of this one, this Italian kind of stripe down it. I remember this blue, I just remember it exactly. It was in Hamilton at the time, and I was with my friend Dean. I think it was Dean. I'm sure it was Dean, but regardless, I was with one of them. I used to have 2 to 3 kind of gym friends. And I just stood there and I said to him, doesn't that piss you off? I remember this just dude getting out of the car. It's fucking Monday at 11 a.m. The only reason me and him were there because we were fucking jobless, right? But we had cheap expenses, right? Everything was free, pretty much, because we didn't really have to pay for anything. We were living for free, to be honest. But it was 11 a.m. and some 30-year-old with a hot chick is pulling up to the gym car park, and we're sitting here in my beat up Corsa. How can that not piss you off? This guy had the 200 grand car, probably more at the time, worth 5 times my shitty flat in Hamilton. How the fuck is that possible? And he didn't really give a fuck. Dean was just like, oh yeah. But now he gives a fuck, right? It's funny that. But this really used to piss me off. The second principle is you need to become motivated by other people's lives and what they're living. I was motivated when I seen that Hurricane at the gym, and I was pissed off at the same time. I remember the roar of his engine. I remember how hot a day it was in summer. I remember literally the paint on it. It just looked absolutely fucking stunning like this. And I remember the exact moment the dude got out. I remember everything about it. Dean probably remembers nothing. You're a full grown man. It's perfectly fine to be angry. So look at the house you're in, the girl you're fucking, if any. Chances are you're not fucking anything. Your car, your job, your bank balance, it should piss you off. Mine still pisses me off, but I'm actively pursuing. Not this one, because I like my girlfriend. She's cool, so I like her. There's nothing wrong with going, you know what, I want a better house, a hotter girl, a faster car, location independence, and 500k in my bank account. And for the person that says, hey Jake, 500k in your bank account's kind of stupid, get it invested, sure. But you know what I'm saying. You've only got a few short years as a young man, and then you're fucking wasting them, dudes. You're literally wasting your potential. So pause the video right here and ask yourself, what have you done in the last 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? Probably nothing. You've probably stayed the exact same, but got fatter, got more out of shape, your girlfriend got older, probably have the same money, but shit costs more. And if you haven't, and you're going the other way, congratulations, you're on the right path. The third principle as a G mindset is nobody, absolutely nobody, gives a fuck about you as much as you're going to have to give a fuck about yourself. You might have a few family members and even your girlfriend that cares about you, sure. But nobody, absolutely nobody, is going to drag you out of bed at 6 a.m. in the morning and get to work. You get your limited women and have multiple supercars. Nobody's going to do that for you. When you're sitting there and it's cold and you're sick and you don't want to get out of bed, chances are people are me. I was up at 6 a.m. this morning. You compete against me if you want to do YouTube, right? If you don't want to do YouTube, you're competing against me in ecom. If you don't want to do ecom, you're competing against somebody that does real estate, somebody that does SMA. You're competing against fucking top people. If you want to be the top, only the people at the very, very top make all the money. The 99% of people on YouTube make no money. It's just facts. Just look at the stats. And that should piss you off. All the ecom dudes, they actually lose money. The YouTube people, they don't really lose money because they make a couple of videos and then they give up. They just waste time. But the e-com dudes, they spend money in ads, they lose money. So it's even worse. The SME guys, they buy a $2,000 course and they lose money, right? Only people at the top are making all the money. And I'm not even counting myself at the top. I'm nowhere near the top, but I'm definitely in the top 2 to 3%. But that's just a fact. The top 1% make all the money in YouTube. Nobody's going to do that for you. Your girl's not going to do that for you. She's going to want you to stay in bed and watch Netflix, and it's not her fault. But you have to shove her out the way, tell her to get to fuck and get to work. Because again, you only have a few short years as a young man. You're never going to have any of the things you want if you do not get them yourself. Are you pissed off yet? There's 24 and 25-year-olds. These guys are younger than me now. I'm late 20s now. Multi-millionaires, fucking all the hot girls on IG. These girls are the ones that are leaving you in red. Again, back to this girl, you're probably texting her, it's the other way around. But these girls are getting, I hate to say that word, they're getting dicked by someone. It's not you. And if you want it to be you, that should piss you off. That's good. You need to get concerned, worried, and shit, I'm running out of time. So for me, I remember when I was 23, 24, and I was like, shit. I was making some money, but I was like, I'm running out of time. I am running out of time. There's multi-millionaires, and that's why I deleted Instagram. I have it back. Follow me in the description below. I think I posted one image. It's like a fucking gym image. But I deleted it because I was just fucking jealous of all these dudes in Dubai and Thailand and Bali, etc. And I'm one of them. It's not the thing I should strive towards, or you should strive towards. You should do it your own, but this is what I wanted. I create my reality because, again, I put the work in. I was getting up at 6 a.m. and I still am getting at 6 a.m. because I love the job. I could just chill out, make 10k a month, just scale everything down and just do everything good. But I like competition. I like to dominate, and I want to be number one all the time. Everything I want to be number one. So this is what you need to do, and this is what's going to happen next. You need to become a seer. How many people do you know? I know so many people do that just fucking do. It drives me insane, even today. And as soon as somebody says that, I give them one opportunity and I just cut them. How many people do you know that say, yeah, I'm going to? Maybe this was you as well. This is probably you. Because chances are you're already doing it and you probably wouldn't be watching this video. You probably said, or you know somebody that's going to start a business. Yeah, I'm going to start a business. Oh, I'm going to go to the gym. It's all bullshit. Become a seer. Everything you say, you must do from now on, right? So I wanted the e-com business. I wanted the YouTube influence, although I hate that word. Remember my girlfriend from the UK used to joke about the influence part. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be an influencer, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to make about 10k, 20k a month. And she was like, hey, because she respected me, right? But she was like, yeah, she didn't believe it. But now she just sits there and go, oh yeah, fuck, he did that. And she can't say shit because everything I say I'm going to do, right? Multiple women, she's not going to leave. The guy she loves is dominating. All the other guys she'd like to be attracted to have multiple women too. So why would you leave? Become a seer. From now on, everything you say, something you must do until it's complete. So every day, for me, it's not even an option. I go to the gym every single day. It's just easy as fuck. But if you're struggling to go to the gym right now, dude, just say tomorrow you're going to the gym. Go to the gym. And if you're a seer and you're not a pussy, you'll go to the gym. If you're a pussy, you won't do it. So just start small. Okay, now what business do you want to start? Ecom, YouTube. I don't know what else you want to do. SMA, whatever. There's multiple online businesses. Start something online. Don't start a cookie cutter business. I'll make a video on that soon. But don't start a sweetie shop, a cookie business. $5,000 to rent a fucking storage unit. You don't do that shit. Start for free. Scale as you go. The fourth principle, and it's the last principle, dudes. So congratulations if you made it this far, I appreciate it. But everything, like I said, you must say becomes a reality. This is going to give you unlimited motivation. And it has to become true because, again, you don't give up on what you say. You're a sayer, right? So it can't possibly fail. You have until the day ends and you will complete it. When you start to implement these four things correctly, first, your life will completely change. And second, the world is viewed completely different. Like I said, when I'm just walking around, it's like I'm viewing the world different. So many people are just glued to their phones, eating potato chips. And like I said, I vision this all the time. Even in Thailand, it's the same. They're all just, I was at the gym today and they're just all looking at their phones. Set phone. I don't even bring my phone to the actual gym. I bring it to the gym, but I leave it in the locker because I don't want to do that. There is zero competition, understand this, dude. Honestly, you think it's hard and it does look hard from the outside world, but honestly, there's zero competition. There's plenty of room for you and it's so easy to win because everybody is doing this all day. They're just swiping Tinder, getting one match a day. I don't even know what a good match ratio is because I haven't used the thing in fucking years. They're just swiping. Or they're on Instagram, they're just scrolling. Or they're on YouTube, they're just consuming. Or they're on Facebook, they're just scrolling. How about you do the opposite? If you're going to use Instagram, YouTube, etc., be a poster, be an influencer, whatever that means, I hate that word, but don't be a consumer. So I got Instagram again because I wanted to portray some of that life to Instagram, and I'm going to use this for multiple things. You might find out that later, but I think it's pretty obvious. Then with YouTube, I don't even watch YouTube. I watch a couple of channels to some degree, but mostly I just listen to music. I just like it. It's just, for me, it's just better than Spotify. I post on YouTube and then I get off. My editor gives me the video, my thumbnail guy gives me the thumbnail, I drag and drop it, I put the title in, I put the links, and I post it, and then I'm off. Same with Instagram. Again, I posted one image there, so, and I don't follow anybody. I probably don't plan to follow anybody. That's the difference. Good luck.